And then she ran into the sporting goods store and said, "Have you seen anybody with have you seen anybody holding a baby by any chance?" Almost as if she left her phone behind. You didn't happen to see a cell phone, did you? Or did I leave my credit card here? It's your baby, bro. It's not. It's running in and going, "Oh my god, my baby, my baby!" Not like, "Hey, have you seen a baby by any chance? Like, did anybody come through here with a baby?" Thank you. If you do happen to find a baby, can you just let me know? I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Can I leave my phone number? Like, give me a break, lady. So I'm driving to work today, and I listened to the morning update by Megan Kelly on my way to work. And it's like straight up news show, so there's really no opinion. She'll jump in every now and then with a wisecrack, but for the most part, it's just the news straight down the line. And there was a report of a woman who was at a football game for her stepson, and I guess she had to go get him a mouth guard at a sporting goods store, and she took her baby with her. And she got out of the car and I guess was going to change the baby. She smelled he needed to be changed. And I guess as she was about to do that, all she heard was "Hola," and then got whacked over the head. And when she came to, her baby was missing. Right off the bat, when I heard that, I was a bit skeptical. And then they played a transcript, and then they played some audio of her talking to the media. I guess her and her husband, did the obligatory interview by the media. If you could please help me find my baby. Standard issue, whether or not you're guilty, right? I mean, that's the natural thing to do as a parent. Check this out.
And somebody said, "Hola," and that's all I remember. And I saw white. And a hearing sound, I fell on the floor. And I said, as I got up, I couldn't find my son. I checked around my truck. And I ran into Big Five. And I asked the lady if she saw a baby or someone with a baby. She said no. It was a happy boy. He smiled. Mackenzie loved to kiss him.
Now, first of all, was that convincing to you? I mean, it was so over the top. And anytime somebody does that, and I mean, is she so obviously trying to mimic that like frenzied emotional state you're in when you can't pull yourself together and you're clearly traumatized and clearly frantic and panicked? Although she doesn't sound like she's frantic and panicked, she sounds like someone frantic and panicked about hoping she comes across frantic and panicked. And the husband was no better.
My son, please just give him back to us. We'll forgive you. We won't bother you. We just want our baby boy. Don't hurt him and please feed him. Take care of him.
You get this sad, like he's making a face like that's what sad's supposed to look like. And Ashley Banfield had a body language expert on her show talking about the fact that there was nothing so fake or faker than these two trying to look beside themselves and put upon because their baby's missing and usually just please return them. I mean, did you hear him? I hope that you change him and feed him. I mean, what? And then they're talking about the baby in past tense, and that's always a giveaway to me. Although I have to tell you, I think people act differently. Everybody acts different when tragedy strikes, right? And nobody can imagine what it would be like to go through that. And I can see even going through that and not being guilty and having watched a million true crime shows and scenarios like it, thinking, oh my gosh, if I don't put the waterworks on, no one's going to believe me, even though I don't have to worry about them believing me because I didn't do anything wrong. But these two, I mean, these two aren't even up to the acting level of like the Red Shoe Diaries on Skinamax. I mean, these two probably couldn't even get into like a sexual harassment video that you might watch at work. Remember those videos? When I don't like the way that you're talking to me. That type of robotic ish. So we have them over there acting beside themselves, overacting. And the body language expert was super interesting. He talked about the fact that your muscles move a certain way when you're actually grieving or actually panicked, as opposed to what she was trying to do. I mean, it was just so manufactured, fake, and forced. I mean, I'm surprised the cameraman didn't stop her in the middle of that and say, "Girl, I don't know if you're innocent or guilty, but you're not coming across too well. Like, do you want to take five? Let's take a break. Let's come back. Let's see if we could do this whole the dingo ate my baby a little bit better than we're doing right now because I don't even feel comfortable putting this up on the news." You feel me? Not that you want to tip off a murder or anything, but you almost want to pull her aside and be like, "Babe, I'm not making any judgments. I don't know if you did, you didn't, but people don't think you did." And if you read the comment section of any video that showed that clip, everybody thinks she did. So I'd be interested to find out that she hasn't been arrested by the time I review this video, by the time I start editing this video. And it turns out that her husband actually has a prior. I guess he has an ex or had a child with an ex or the ex's child, and he ended up dropping the baby. There was some sort of blunt force trauma to the baby. The baby lived, but come on now. I mean, these two obviously, my thought is he did something to that baby and roped his crazy wife into whatever conspiracy plot that they came up with, to pass the buck to some unknown Spanish. And that's the other thing. This whole Hola thing, like, why do we have to bring race into it? Right? Regardless of how you feel about the immigration thing, it's very real and it's happening. Who knows if it's happening the way they say it's happening? It's better, worse, what have you. But saying that some migrant walked up to you and said, I mean, that's what she's implying, right, when she says that. But having some migrant walk up to you and say "Hola" before whacking you on the head and taking your baby, I mean, do we really need any more bad publicity for anybody that in this country that says "Hola" as a matter of course? So if she is guilty, and if it does come out, and they found some inconsistencies, I guess, in her story, they're not even doing an Amber Alert because they don't have enough information to even do that. But I think the cops know some things we don't. They had cadaver dogs up in that house. And you don't have cadaver dogs come into your house twice, I think, if they believe you. I mean, that's a bad sign. Clearly, he did something to that baby, and in the heat of the moment, they came up with this ridiculous story that this unknown migrant came up to her and took her baby for reasons unknown to anybody with any common sense and greeted her in Spanish before whacking her over the head and then taking her baby. And then she ran into the sporting goods store and said, "Have you seen anybody with the, was any was, have you seen anybody holding a baby by any chance?" Almost as if she left her phone behind. You didn't happen to see a cell phone, did you? Or did I leave my credit card here? It's your baby, bro. It's not. It's running in and going, "Oh my god, my baby, my baby!" Not like, "Hey, have you seen a baby by any chance? Like, did anybody come through here with a baby?" Thank you. If you do happen to find a baby, can you just let me know? I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Can I leave my phone number? Like, give me a break, lady. Give me a break. And then the fact that the two of them sat together and concocted this crazy cockamamie story. Like, tell me, actually, I guess if you were smoking, it might be more apparent to you that didn't make any sense. But regardless of what they were drinking or smoking or eating or what they were doing, when they concocted this story, I mean, neither one of them looked at the other and said, "This is never going to fly." And that's the other thing about these crimes. If you think of like the Chris Watts who murdered his family and then shoved him in the oil vat, which was awful, or this situation, or any number of situations where criminals commit a crime, make up some cockamamie story, and then think what? Everyone's just going to accept that story. We're never going to follow any leads. We're never going to find this unknown migrant and prosecute him to the fullest extent of the law, and everyone's going to throw their hands up and shrug and go, "Those are the breaks." Did you ever find that baby? Hey, did the sporting goods store ever call you and say they found that baby? So I mean, it's just a whole big mess. You got you got them hamming it up for the camera, overacting, more concerned about whether or not they look concerned or not. You've got the cockamamie story they cooked up together. The fact that they expect everybody to believe this, just shrug their shoulders and move on as if nothing happened to cover up whatever heinous, ridiculous thing that they did. And you have racial tension. Like, do we really need another crime that's going to stoke the eternal fires of racial division in this country? I don't think so. Like, did we have to put "Hola" in there? Why not bonjour or konnichiwa, right? Why not konnichiwa? Why not just hello or hey or what's up? And then that also kind of raises another question. Like, what motive would this unknown, dastardly migrant have to grab your baby and run? They just happen to be walking by the sporting goods store, saw you get out of the car to change your baby, and said, "Oh, I needed one of those. This is the perfect opportunity." Okay, I walk up. Okay, I have that. Okay, yeah, I'll grab that crowbar over there. I'll walk up. I'll at least greet her. I'll at least say hello. And she looks Spanish, and actually she does look Spanish, so I'll do it in our native tongues. I mean, I owe her that courtesy. And then I'm gonna take her baby and do what with it? Sell it? Raise it? Have it raised by wolves? Like, who goes up and steals someone's baby and for the purposes of? I mean, are people buying babies? I mean, I guess people are, but are they really? Right? Like, this couple never thought to think, why the hell would anybody commit this crime or believe this crazy story to begin with? Why would they even greet her at all? None of it makes any sense. And maybe that was the genius of their plot. Like, let's make the story make no sense and really try to undersell it. Maybe that'll make the fact that it's so unbelievable will just make it more believable. Like, how meta did they get with this plan? I don't know. All I can tell you is I don't think we're going to find that poor baby, which is awful. I don't think these two are going to stay out of prison. And I don't think that the Hispanic community, the migrant community, is going to take too kindly to this. I don't know. Maybe it'll be closing time, and maybe the clerk will be sweeping up, getting ready to lock up, and they'll stumble across that baby. They can find that phone number on that little scrap of paper. Doot, 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 doot. Is this Miss Hara? Miss Hara? You stopped in inquiring about someone possibly having your baby. You're not going to believe this. I was just getting ready to close up, and I found it. It was in the corner. So I can leave it with the morning manager tomorrow if you want to come pick it up. Oh, no, no, no. No worries. No problem. That's why we kept your number. That's why we kept it. I'm just glad I could help. So I don't know. If someone, in fact, if the dingo did steal her baby, I do hope she gets it back. I mean, if this is for real and legitimate, I hope the families are reunited and we can all laugh about this someday. But if not, I hope they're prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, and I hope that this will finally teach these nasty, heinous criminals to just commit the damn crime. Like, just stop with the stories and stop trying to stoke racial divisions. It's just not cute. We'll see what happens with this story, but I had to get on and chat about it.